Alright, back out in the garage. It has been a minute since I've done a video. I've done some that I don't think I've ever uploaded that probably won't get uploaded. This one will, just because I'm going to try and make an effort. Anyway, a couple little projects I've been working on. I got some garage door track here that we're repurposing for a friend of mine. That is a generator, 6,500 watt continuous Chicago Electric, Harbor Freight, whatever generator. The key thing is it's electric start. Dad's 80. It's getting harder for him to pull the rope on the one down at the farm. Should they ever lose power, I don't want them to be without power. So picked that thing up, put a new Amazon China carburetor on it and cleaned things up a little bit. New battery. The battery we put on it is like a $50 like garden tractor battery. The battery they tried to sell me was like a $120 motorcycle battery that fit in the battery box. So what we did was we just over there somewhere there's a tap and die set. We I still haven't figured out what the thread was on the original bolts, the metric something, I think, I don't know, but we ran a 1/4 tap through it, put some 1/4 bolts in there. Zoom. Look at that. So battery is secure. Crank, and it fires right up. So that'll be going out on the farm probably this weekend. So Dad's got that. Getting back on the 302 Super because I want to get it done. I think I'd shared the saga of the piston rings. Hold on, I gotta hydrate. All this talking's making me thirsty. When we got the tractor, we'd been told that the old man was real proud of it. Been bored out. It was a real powerhouse and whatever. Anyway, I know I shared videos of some of the things I found with ring gaps not being stacked properly. That'll show up there. They are 40 over pistons. I don't know who the manufacturer is because I haven't been able to find anything that says, hey, I made these, that jumps right out. Anyway, just assuming, my fault probably, that they were the factory 40 over pistons, which that was an option. I called my friends at Welders and they sent me 20-7100-750 still in the AGCO 40 over U302 piston ring set. Let's get out the full set of rings here. So they come nicely packaged: top groove, second groove, third groove. The top and second grooves are the compression rings. The third groove is the oil groove, and this is what comes in the kit from AGCO. And I forget what the dimensions are, but it's, I don't know. Anyway, as you can see here, the compression rings fit really nicely. However, the oil ring, you can only get one of these in the groove. So yeah, lots of calls back and forth between myself and welters and other individuals trying to figure out what I had as far as pistons go and what it was going to take to get rings. Wasn't having a whole lot of luck. Compression rings definitely going to work. The top two compression rings definitely going to work. What I found was that AMC, American Motor Corporation, makers of the Gremlin and the Javelin and all those fine vehicles. I actually used 3 3/4 as a stock bore, which is the stock bore for the 302 is 3 3/4. They also produced 40 overbore kits for some of their engines. Doing a little research, blah blah blah, I ended up coming up with this set of Sealed Power E-222X 40s. This is a set of piston rings for one of the AMC 6-cylinder, I don't know if it's a straight 6 or V6. They use the 3 3/4 bore on some of the straight 6s and on some, or not on some of the straight 6s and on some of their V8s. I went with the 6-cylinder kit just because it was cheaper. What that comes with is 4 oil rings, these really thin dudes, and these wavy dudes. And when you stack 2 of those on one of those, you come up with the right thickness. And right there is a piston with oil rings that's going to work. I did take a set of these and poked them down in the hole and squared them up, and the oil, checked all the gaps, and everything's good. So my project for this evening, and it's really odd, it was like 65 degrees here in Indiana earlier today, and it's cooling off. I haven't checked, but it's probably down into the 40s maybe already. Supposed to get down to the 30s, maybe 20s tomorrow. Anyway, my project for tonight is I want to get oil rings and compression rings on all the pistons, and then we'll think about maybe trying to get them down in the bores. An issue I've been having is I can't get the cap to sit down right on the rod. So I'm worried that I get these back on the tractor and get bearings in there, I won't be able to get that closed. It just doesn't want to. However, that one did. I don't know why that one. I don't know. So, but I want to get rings on tonight. Get them setting down in the holes and maybe drop them down in. But there's some rolling the crank back and forth to get the rod caps on and bearings and stuff, and I gotta dig around over here in my pile of parts. What is that? Oh, what is that? Oh, that's Governor. I gotta find my new rod bearings. But as we do assemble things back together, we will be using, I can't even read, Lubriplate motor assembly grease. A little bit on, probably smear some in the ring grooves and on the rings, definitely some on the bearings. Yeah, hopefully we can maybe get pistons down in this thing, because if I can get, and I need to clean up because this has been sitting open and I've been doing some woodworking stuff, so there's some sawdust sticking to things that I want to wipe off. But if I can get the pistons down in the holes, get the rod bearings in the big end, get those on the crankshaft, and get that all put together and buttoned up and torqued down, that probably won't happen tonight. But if I can get that done next day or so, we can get the side cover that's over there, get that on there. We can get paint on all this that's going to be covered up by frame rails. Move the old table saw and all this stuff out of the way. Get that front end slid back on there. Get all that put back together. Yeah, I need to at least get the bottom end buttoned up and get. Yeah, I gotta get the bottom end buttoned up. The heads are done, ready to go on. I gotta get the new crossover tube for the antifreeze put in. But if I can get that all done and prepped, my son's been away for about 6 weeks. National Guard weapons repair training. He'll be back 1 week from today. If I can get all this done, I may hold off on putting the front end back on until we get the heads back on it. But if I can get all that ready and prepped, I got to get this one of these, I don't know, the one that's not broken, this casting cleaned up, primed, painted, at least primed, probably painted separate. Get that all ready. Then when he gets back, he can help me. You can see it. Let's say that you can see it down in there. There's that shiny silver. That's a crossover tube for the antifreeze to get coolant from the get it to flow between the jugs. The heads have the same thing. You can see it right there. This little tube sticking out. That'll need to come out. I did get the O-ring out of there. We'll probably get a little poker and clean that out a little bit. I've got new O-rings. I've got the new crossover pipe. So we'll you actually have to put that pipe in, and the heads have to go on together down over the studs. Looks like I got a couple studs missing. 1, 2. Looks like I got 3 studs missing. I'm gonna have to dig around and see if I can find those. Get those put back in. Hopefully I've got them. But if I can at least get pistons and rod bearings, get the bottom end torqued down, get that side plate on, I can get the old noisy heater going for a full day maybe. Get that, hopefully we have another couple days of warm weather. Get a coat of the brown at least where the frame rolls are going to cover up. My main reason for not having the front end on is because it's just so much easier to get that plate on, because the side frame is like right up against all that, and it's just really tough to get that side plate on and off. But we'll try and get some paint on all this, and obviously you can kind of see I got some cleaning to do before I'm done. But anyway, that's where I'm at on the 302 Super. Rings. That's my next job. Let's get the rings, find the bearings. Get the rings on, find the bearings, and then we'll see about getting them in. And yeah, I'll be back.